Hey everybody, Rudrake here, and welcome to the Q&A. This is a new one, considering the last one I did was a little over a year ago and a lot of things have changed. You guys submitted these questions and you did a great job. I really enjoyed these questions and I can't wait to get started on them. In fact, I'm probably going to do more Q&As. I'm probably going to do at least one a year, at least from here on out. I'll probably wait about 6 to 8 months before starting to record another one. So just to keep in mind, be prepared for the next one. Also, quick shout out to the Dark Light Bros, Light specifically, for drawing my new avatar. I'm sure you guys have seen it on the channel, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and everything else you follow me on. And he also made me these chibis that you see that I use for me and Metal Blades co-op of Sakura Swim Club. He's a fantastic artist, and if you need something made, need something drawn, hit the guy up. He's a really fantastic artist. I commissioned him for stuff in the past, and he's only gotten better as time goes on. And he needs more work. He needs more experience in that field. So feel free and tell him I sent you. So anyway, without further ado, moving on to questions. Our first question comes from the Lazy Bum Gamer himself, Abba. Hey Abba, what's up? How did you come up with your name? Well, it's funny because Rudrake was a name that got kind of made up during high school. I was playing D&D at the time, and we were trying to figure out character names. I was a human paladin, and my friend Brady, his character was an elven wizard, I'm pretty sure. So we were trying to come up with names and stuff, and the one that I got was Rudrake. My DM came up with it. I can't remember how he came up with it now. It's been so long. But that was the name of my first D&D character, and the name stuck. So I used it for gamer tags and stuff like that throughout the years. So when I started a YouTube channel, it just seemed appropriate to use that, seeing as it was unique. It's rare to find another one, although some are starting to pop up now. You heathens, I will come after you. But it's a great name. I enjoy it. It's unique, and it's pretty easy to use in branding and stuff like that. So hopefully if things take off, well, Rudrake will be a household name. If not, well, I still have the uniqueness at least. Are you Smooth McGroove's long-lost brother? No. Funny enough, I love Smooth McGroove's stuff. He is a fantastic artist and musician. My favorite YouTube cover he's done is the acapella version of Together We Ride from Fire Emblem. It's fantastic. That's not the first time I've been asked if I am related to Smooth McGroove, or, hey dude, you look like Smooth McGroove. Like, even just out in public, people say that. And it's kind of funny, most of those people, 9 times out of 10, those people don't even know I'm a YouTuber, which is fine because they're only here recently have I ever shown my face. So anyway, moving on to the next set of questions. Zero Score asks, how do you think your life would be different if Lindsey Stirling didn't exist? Oh man, that is a great question, Zero. If you guys don't already know, and you probably do because some of you have seen me tweet about it, and if not, you know me personally. I'm a huge fan of Lindsey Stirling. You can't see it in this picture, but right over there I've got one of the posters that she signed for me. And I've gotten to meet her at some meet and greets as well. And every time she comes to Tennessee, I go see her. Or even if it's remotely close, I'll go see her. Haven't gone out of state to see her yet. I've only done that for one band yet. I've gone out of the state to see Alter Bridge before, and I went out of country to see my friends in Stone Broken, as you know. My life would be very different if Lindsey didn't exist. Wow, it's kind of dark thinking about it. What would life be like without Lindsey Stirling? I mean, really, I don't think much would change. It's just, that she's my #1 celebrity crush, and I'm sure I'd have just as big a crush on someone else. I mean, to be fair, before she came along, Jen Ledger of Skillet was like my #1, celebrity crush. She's the drummer of Skillet, and I never will forget the first time I saw her. I about fainted. She's so pretty, so talented, and such a great personality. I haven't met Jen Ledger of Skillet yet. One of these days I will. And to my knowledge, she's single, and Lindsey is not. If you don't know that, she's currently taken by someone else. So I guess if Lindsey Stirling didn't exist, I would just, go after Jen Ledger. Or, Jennifer Lawrence, Emma and Zive, Sick Puppies, Emma Stone, my birthday twin, actually. Emma Watson, Scarlett Johansson. I mean, there's other celebrities that I would have almost as big a crush on. It's just Lindsey and her music have had a big impact on me personally, on top of her being very beautiful and a great personality as well. So life would be pretty different, but not by much, just because I'm sure there's someone else I would fancy just as much. Metal Blade 427 had several questions for me, and the first is, if you could have any guitar in the world, which one would it be and why? This question, it took a little bit of thinking because there's actually several. You know, it was kind of tough to decide between like my signature PRS, which PRS guitars is what I play in real life. It'd be like a signature model made just for me. You know, there's certain specs and stuff I would want. But the other one that was kind of the toss-up would be, I've mentioned Mark Tremonti being my guitar hero. I would love to own the very first signature model that he received from PRS. He still has it. In interviews, he has said that it is still in his house. He doesn't tour with it. He's recorded one song with it since like day one. I think since Alter Bridge started. He might have used it in the Creed days a little bit. I don't know for sure. But I know since Alter Bridge started, I'm pretty sure he's only used it, once. He recorded a song on his first solo record that is called All I Was. Other than that, he doesn't really use it. It's just kind of something that hangs at home. I would love to have that. It's nothing, from what I remember, it's nothing special to look at, like no specific art, or there's nothing, special about it other than it being his number one signature that he received. So that'd be something I'd like to own. If I could own any one of those guitars, I'd probably, if it came down to it, I probably want my own signature model, just because that would be like an achievement for me, even though I know at this point I don't have the clout or the money to afford that. So it's a nice thought, but though that's probably what I would pick, even though if I could have one just to have, it would be Mark Tremonti's number one signature PRS. Metal Blade's next question: what's your go-to song when playing? Can you play it right now? Oh, I have a few songs that are my go-tos when I play. And can I play them right now? Okay, since you ask, I will. So for the first time ever, here's Rudrake Plays Guitar. Metal Blade's next question: what shampoo conditioner do you use? I've used several over the years, and I tend to swap out every year or so. But right now I'm using John Frieda Frizzy's Beyond Smooth shampoo and conditioner. This is recent, actually. I haven't been using these long. I think these are only the second, pair of this I've ever used and bought. So I mean, they work pretty good. And I guess if my hair looks good, well, these are two of the reasons why. Metal Blade's next question: are you related to RPG Tour Guide or Thor? Well, I can't answer it for Thor because I did try to get a hold of him, but cell service in Asgard is not that great. So I haven't got an answer back on that, because we got to do the whole DNA test and stuff like that to figure that out. So I don't know anything on that end. However, RPG Tour Guide, I did actually answer this on Twitter, but Metal Blade got his question in before this happened, so I said I'd count it. RPG Tour Guide: I am his father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
Everybody got that? Good.
And yeah, that's all there is to that. Metal Blade has one more thing. It's not a question, it's actually just a statement. Plan a trip to New Jersey, damn it. Metal Blade, I am definitely going to be planning a trip to New Jersey, and it is already in the works, although I have no idea when I'll be able to go. It will definitely be after your wedding, and it will probably be sometime next year. I can guarantee you that much. The rest of this year, just neither one of us have the right schedule for that. I don't have the off time, really, or good time to go with everything coming up. And, well, you know, I'm moving here soon myself. Spoiler alert, don't get attached to this space because the next face cam video you see probably will not take place in here. But yes, there will definitely be a Rudrake and Metal Blade meetup at some point in the next year. So I hope sooner than, you know, this time next year, but it may have to wait until next summer at the very least. But a trip to New Jersey is definitely in the cards for sometime in the near future. And sure enough, we have questions from the one and only RPG tour guide. He's already been mentioned, but he actually had some questions from the answer. It's funny because I haven't really talked much to RPG tour guide until recently. And I gotta say, the guy seems really cool, and I am looking forward to hopefully talking to him more in the future. If you're watching this, buddy, let's have a Skype or a Discord call at some point, and let's actually meet and discuss things. My phone was on. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, his first question is, if you could swap lives with a video game character, who would you pick? That is a really tough one, because, you know, you could cheat and say something like, the survivor from Fallout 4, the Dragonborn in Skyrim, which those would be really cool. But I think I'm gonna stick to like main video game characters, like not ones that you can kind of customize and build and all this stuff. I think you know, my first thought was Chrono from Chrono Trigger, you know, because Chrono Trigger is my favorite game. If I had to pick like a want all-time game, but the problem with Chrono is that he's a silent protagonist. He doesn't talk. So I don't really know if I would want to go my whole life mute. You know, not necessarily my thing. Another good choice would be Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. The first Final Fantasy I ever beat. Actually, yeah, it's the first one I ever played too. I've mentioned it in the video before. But there's a few others I would be as well, like Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series. I would actually enjoy being that acrobatic and, you know, being able to swing off walls and all that crazy stuff like he does. Although I haven't played all of Uncharted 4, so I don't know where his story goes and where it ends in that one, so maybe I don't have enough information on that one. But yeah, those are some of the choices I'd make. RPG Tour Guide's next question is, do you have a go-to game that you play when you're feeling down that helps cheer you up? I did think about this one, and it was funny because up until recently I wasn't sure. Probably any of the Uncharted games, because they're really fun, and occasionally I need a break from RPGs, and those are good ones to play, you know, just kind of straight up action adventure platforming. Also the story's pretty good. Nathan's a great character, Sully's a good, really most of the characters, even the bad guys, are pretty well designed. So those help me cheer up. Occasionally I start up Chrono Trigger just to kind of relive that. I haven't played through it in a while, but I started it up sometime last year, and I was kind of reminded why I love the game so much. So those are the Uncharted series and Chrono Trigger. I think even sometimes playing Final Fantasy 15 and having really good moments when I record is a good one too, like when there's new stuff and I get to show that off and stuff like that. So those are my go-to games. What is the proper way to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Well, you see, you need 2 slices of bread, and then you go grab a thing of peanut butter, and then you grab a knife, and you use the knife, and you get some peanut butter out, and you spread it over one piece of bread, and then you put that down, and you grab a thing of jelly, and then you put that on another piece of bread, and then you take the knife, and you spread it, and then you take those pieces of bread, and you put them together, and you get the perfect PB&J sandwich. You guys might have been expecting a tutorial on that one, but I would have to record it in the kitchen, and that would get a little messy, so no. Decided not to do that. And RPG Tour Guide's last question, if you are my father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate, what does that make us? Absolutely nothing. Hope you enjoyed that one. And the last question we have for this Q&A is from XX Gamer Lolita XX, which we pretty much call her Cutie. It's a you. I love your hair. Thank you. Thank you so much. What keeps you going in the YouTube world? I saved this question for last because I think it's very important. Because YouTube is one of those things that some people say, oh, YouTube's dying, YouTube's over, all this crap, you know, because they let stuff like content ID matching and the demonetizing and the adpocalypse that just hit affect them, and then they kind of look at their slow growing numbers and they want to give up, and I don't think you should. But what keeps me going specifically is if I ever get stuck in a rut, and I was recently, I usually try to do some new stuff in editing. I try a new series type, I try a new game type, I go in blind on a game, I try to make my process more efficient and effective, which if anything is going to help you stay motivated, it's something like that, because it'll make you feel better about getting stuff done quicker to where you can spend more time on things you think you need to. For example, some people really, really like recording and really hate editing. And editing can be a bit of a monster. Editing can be, and the thing about editing is you're going to get out of it what you put in. And it's kind of hard some days, and sometimes what you put in isn't what you get out of it, and you don't think it is. Sometimes you got to spend hours on a 20 to 30 minute video, and you're just like, what is this? And it can get frustrating, especially if like you see all this stuff that others are doing and you haven't figured out how to do it. Well, the main thing is go learn how to do it. It can be complicated, and depending on the software you use, it can be either easy or really hard. So I recommend finding ways to make your process more efficient and effective. Try something new, try a new game type, or try a new video type. Maybe Let's Playing and gaming isn't your thing. Like, if that's not working out for you, I don't look down on you at all for trying something new. I don't think you really need to like make a separate channel or anything like that. Even though I have one for audio and music that I've only uploaded like one video on, but it's just because I put so much gaming content on this one, I just can't justify putting audio and music on here. And a good example of that working for someone is Stephen George. He's got Stephen Plays and Stephen Blog, and he uploads the blog. Well, the idea is to upload that one daily and upload to the Stephen Plays channel daily as well. So the guy could have 2 daily uploads, and on one channel, that would get redundant really fast. So I can understand, in that case, why you have 2 separate channels and stuff like that. So my mic has been falling, but I mean, if you're going to change your content type, I don't really think you need to like make a different channel for that. I think you should just stick with the one you've got, because it may work for you. Something could work for you that's not gaming. I mean, it works for me. I haven't hit 100 subscribers, but whatever. I like the way things are turning out, and I still enjoy it. And that is another one, biggest thing, probably more important than anything I've said so far. You have to enjoy your content. You have to enjoy making it. You have to enjoy producing it and putting it out there. Because if you don't, it doesn't matter if you're making money off of it or not. You're going to be miserable. You're going to hate doing it. It's going to be worse than a 9-to-5 job where you're just getting paid by some people you don't know. No, you're being forced to create something just to get paid. And it's like, whatever happened to the reason I did this? And there's some YouTubers that I'm sure it's a little easier for them to enjoy the content because all they have to do is play the game and record and then hand it off to someone else. And they do all the editing and the metadata and stuff like that. So, I mean, in that case, it'd be great. Because then at that point, all you're doing is playing video games. But to the ones that do it all, it can get really hard sometimes, which is why I recommend finding more efficient, effective ways to edit, record, and everything else, because you'll be able to spend more time, being a YouTuber instead of just sitting behind your computer. Like, there's more to it than that. You got to be active on social media. You've got to get your tags right. You've got to make connections. You've got to collaborate, and you've got to just keep going. And I mean, it's a lot more than that. And I mean, some people got into the mode a few years ago and still are. Of the whole, I'm swapping to Twitch and just doing live streaming. YouTube's just too stupid. There's too much drama and all this. You're gonna have similar problems on Twitch. Like, I think Twitch is a more toxic community than YouTube has had in forever at this point. And I've seen some of it, because I'm hanging around streamers now, and I've seen some of the stuff that happens on Twitch during streams. It's not pretty. I mean, it's give or take in either situation. Like, YouTube has its problems and Twitch has its problems. So, but I mean, and even though I'm looking into Twitch now just as, something to do and another form of content to produce, I'm not going to give up on YouTube. YouTube I've done for so long now, and I enjoy doing it. So even if I really enjoy Twitch, I'm not going to give YouTube up. There may come a point where I, take it back, kind of cut down on content again to help focus on that and not overwhelm myself, which I'm really good at doing sometimes. So, I don't know. What keeps me going is definitely the inspiration and also having great friends. Like, having great YouTube friends, internet friends you don't know in real life, they help so much. Like, you guys are probably, you guys probably know at this point, MetalBlade427 and I are great friends. Same with me and Zero Score. Those are 2 of the people that are my best friends when it comes to this stuff. Like, I mean, I don't, I talk to Metal Blade almost every day. I talk to Zero Score maybe once a month or once a week, just depending, but the 3 of us are good friends. And I mean, There's others that I haven't even mentioned in this video, but those are probably the top two. You know, and there's so many more. And I mean, what really kept me going here recently was, you know, friends like them, you know, because I'm sorry if you guys follow me on Twitter, I really apologize for the rant I went on about, you know, a week or so ago, you know, because there was a bit of drama and I lost some friends over it, and it really sucks. But you know what, you know, I don't wish them harm, and I'm sorry you guys had to see that. You know, I was down because of that. You know, I was down because of that. It's like, you know, I might have just cost myself, you know, some subscribers and stuff like this, acting like that. And, you know, you guys are just as low as you always will, and I'm really, or as you always have been, and I'm really grateful for that. Like, I'm really grateful that you guys are sticking around. I don't care if there's not that many of you. I mean, unfortunately, that means I may not be able to do this forever, but you guys sticking with me is really what keeps me going some days, you know, because I'll get so down and out producing content, and then I'll get a comment and I'll look at it and I'm just like, you know, this is why I do what I do, you know. And I never will forget someone saying that, you know, my videos brighten their day. Like they tweeted about it, and I just thought it was so heartwarming. It really was. Like that is more important to me than views, the fact that I made someone's day. So anyway, thank you for watching this Q&A. I got a little long-winded on that last question, which is why I saved it for last. And I hope you guys enjoy everything that's coming out soon. Final Fantasy 15 is continuing. Sakura Swim Club will go on for a while. So don't worry, you guys aren't going to run out of those videos anytime soon. I'm sure you enjoy the loots. And look forward to what I've got in the future. So until next time, Rudrake out.